Imagine for a second that you can look into the future and see your kids. Maybe one of them is anxious and depressed, and maybe even suicidal. Or one of them is behind bars, or living by themselves because they can never handle a real relationship. How would that make you feel? Then imagine that someone walks up to you, tells you what ruined your child's future, and then tells you how you could prevent it. Would you do it? We would all like to think we would, but the fact is that bullying, which is ruining so many children's futures, isn't being widely enough addressed. That's why I think that schools need to start implementing bullying prevention programs. In America, 30% of kids are involved in bullying. 13% say they're bullied, 11% admit to bullying others, and 6% are involved in both. Both sexes bully and are bullied. Boys are more physical. They slap, punch, and kick their victims. And girls usually target only other girls. And they're more verbal. They spread rumors and make sexual comments about another girl. Kids who are bullied are shy and anxious and have trouble making friends and fitting in. Boys who are bullied are normally physically weaker than their opponent, which makes them not fight back and not defend themselves against a bully, but they mostly just endure it. Those who bully others are normally outgoing but not very well liked individuals. Contrary to what we sometimes think, kids who bully others are not insecure about themselves, but are overly confident to a fault. The problem that we have here is that bullying can't go on all through a child's school years, and for us to expect that there won't be any long-term consequences. Kids who are bullied in school are very likely to grow up to be anxious and depressed, which includes suicidal thoughts. Kids who bully others during school are very likely to grow up to be adults and have legal and criminal troubles. In fact, 60% of these kids grow up and are convicted of at least one crime by the time they're 24. Bullying, however, is preventable with bullying prevention programs. One such program is called MOV01151.MPG. This is a fairly in-depth program, which involves specialized trainers that come to give seminars and booklets from which quizzes and activities for the kids are taken. From their research of 4 elementary schools, MOV01151 found that 42.3% of kids are bullied. After 1 year in their program, this number decreased by 21%. The number of reports of kids saying they bully others also decreased by 8%. After 2 years, these numbers decreased by 14% and 17% respectively. Also after 1 year, the students and their families could tell that the administration was actively trying to prevent bullying. Overall, after 1 year in the program, the number of reports of bullying dropped to 33.9%, which totals to about 8.4% difference. Now, detailed programs like MOV01151 do cost a considerable amount of money, but there are ways that schools can instigate a bullying prevention program that doesn't cost anything. First, they need to get the support of their district. This will help if the program does ever need anything financially, and the district can also help back the school up on any rules that need to be enforced. Then they need to get the support of everyone else. This would include the families, the faculty and staff at the school, and the community. If the workload of the program falls to just one person or one group of people, it'll never work. Bullying prevention has to be a group effort. From these people that support the program, the school should form a social action team or committee. They would be involved with raising awareness about the program and about bullying itself and organizing any activities that has to do with the program. They'll be the driving force behind the whole thing. As for the program itself, the rules need to come first. They should be clean and clear-cut and should be adopted into the school's policy, written down in the handbook, and posted in the hallways and in the classrooms. That way nobody can say that they didn't know about the new rules. Then they should increase supervision. The administration should assign teachers to be in the hallways before and after school and on the playground and in the cafeteria. If the kids know they're being watched, they're less likely to push another kid around. The administration should also ask the crosswalk workers and bus drivers to keep their eye out for any bullying. Members of the social action team or committee should also spend time with the kids. They could watch movies with them. They could organize class discussions, or always recommends role-playing. This would show the kids that the school isn't just making new rules for them to follow because they can to make the kids' lives harder, but they really care about the program and that they will be actively involved in enforcing the rules. If bullying happens, and it will, the student or students involved needs to be confronted. Without naming names and making the victim an even bigger target, the social action team needs to confront the bully or bullies, tell them what they did wrong, explain to them why it's wrong, and then lay out a punishment. And finally, throughout this whole thing, the adults need to be kept informed. This would include regular teacher meetings to keep everyone on the same page, and informing teachers informing parents if their child has been bullied or is bullying others, so that they can talk to their kids about the issue also. All in all, we know that bullying is a problem whose solution we have right in front of us. We know that bullying can be prevented by starting bullying prevention programs in schools. What we do with this information is up to us.